Strikes over the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv as the U.S. embassy there has shut down over fears of significant air attack by Russia.
This latest escalation coming just days after President Biden gave the green light for Ukraine to start using longer-range, American-made and supplied missiles so they can strike almost 200 miles inside Russia.
Fox News senior correspondent Benjamin Hall has the details from London. Hey, Benjamin.
Ainsley, Steve, Brian, Lawrence, good morning. Yes, at the moment, the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv remains closed. They are warning of a potential airstrike, or threat of a potential airstrike in the capital, and they've asked all their employees at the moment to shelter in place. And as you say, this comes just one day after the Ukrainians, for the first time, used one of those long-range attacker missiles to strike inside Russia after President Biden finally gave his approval to do so. Now, the Kremlin has been warning against this for months. They have said that if Washington permits the use of ATACMS, then Moscow would consider the U.S. to be directly involved in the war. Russia also announced a new nuclear doctrine yesterday in response to this, saying that because of U.S. participation in strikes into Russia, that it would allow for a Russian nuclear response. Now, the Ukrainians have argued that using these ATACMS gives them significant influence in the war. It will allow them to hit air bases, arms depots, resupply lines and push back Russian forces who are making advances at the moment. But for now, they're only allowed to use them in the Kursk region, where Ukraine continues to hold Russian land. The other side to this decision is political. President Trump has talked about a peace deal and doing it very quickly. And all eyes right now are 2 months from now when President Trump will take office. Trey Yingst is currently inside Ukraine. He's with President Zelensky, and he asked him about this yesterday.
Are you hopeful that President-elect Trump will be able to influence Putin to end the war?
It will be not simple, but I think if to use all the issues what the United States has, yes, he can, because he is much more stronger than Putin. He's stronger. United States is stronger.
So great work by Trey at the moment inside Ukraine, but also we are seeing Ukraine and Russia really trying to position themselves ahead of a potential peace deal. Both sides now escalating in various ways. President Biden yesterday gave permission for the Ukrainians to use anti-personnel mines, which has had some criticism from him. But again, the Russians are pushing, the Ukrainians are pushing. They know that in 2 months they will be sitting down. There will be some kind of negotiation that will begin. Guys?
Hey, Benjamin, what could you tell us about the undersea internet cables that were cut to Sweden and Finland? Russia says they know nothing about it, but clearly this was a deliberate action, isn't it?
That's right, and Germany has said that this was sabotage. All the fingers point towards Russia. These are critical undersea cables that bring all the internet in there, and they're very hard to cut. We know that Russian ships have been in the area, and so the feeling is right now they've gone down. And luckily, Finland has other capabilities to get their internet, so they're not cut off. But it reminds you just how much power is under the sea, how many wires are under the sea, and how easy it can be for the Russians to go in, cut those off, and basically bring to the knees countries if they want to.
But the Russians have cables too, don't they? So they should think about that. Thanks, Benjamin.